Hi friends, my name is Jake. Welcome to Canadian Cutting Edge, and today we're taking a look at this knife. It's Friday, and I used to have a tradition of doing fixed blade Friday videos. Not so much a thing anymore, but it is a Friday and I'm doing this video. This is a brand new brand called Griphinity. The griffin is their sort of mascot logo. And they've only got two knives out right now. They've got this 7-inch Santoku, and they've got an 8-inch chef's knife, and they've got more in the works and in their designs. If you're looking for a good kitchen knife, you should check these guys out. And if you're looking for a gift for somebody for this holiday season, maybe this is the kind of gift for somebody who likes spending time in the kitchen cooking. And we're going to take a look at this knife. So stick around, the review is coming to you right now. Now, there are certain colors when you have certain different backgrounds that just don't come up on a camera all that well, but maybe when I do the close-up, you'll be able to see this better. So let's focus on this. You can see the handle's made out of G10, which is a resin and fiberglass and epoxy kind of material. It's done in layers. And so this is black layers and the odd red layer. And so it looks a bit like wood. And it's actually got a very, very nice look to it. You've got this mosaic pin in here where it's got, I think it's a copper core pin and, 5 rods around and then a whole bunch of other thin rods through there. It's a very nice touch. That's decorative, and it helps to hold the G10 handle scales on. It's a full tang blade that goes through the handle all the way to this bolster at the back. And there's that griffin on the back. That looks quite nice. And then on the front here, on the front of the handle, you've got this nice plunge down to the blade thickness, which is the perfect spot to do a pinch grip, which is generally the way that you use a knife like this. And you don't do a pounding kind of chopping. That's not what this knife is designed for. This knife is designed for, that kind of slicing action. Let's see if I can change the angle to demonstrate that a little bit. I'm going to hold this board on a bit of an angle here. And it's this kind of action. I'm doing it in a very awkward position in front of me right now, but not, chopping like that. That's how you, ruin an edge fairly quickly. There are knives that are made for that kind of action. And, but this one here, you can see it's got a bit of a belly because it, as you rock it, it is contacting the tip and all the way back, and now it's contacting the heel. And it's great for that kind of action for cutting. The grip is very, very nice on here, very comfortable. The balance point is exactly where it should be. It's just right there, which is perfect. It's exactly where you hold a pinch grip on one of these knives. And a lot of people who are new to using kitchen knives, they tend to overthink cutting and they grasp the handle too tightly. And, it's just a relaxed kind of, you put your finger in this plunge right there, and then you put your thumb in that plunge right there. Now, this isn't the right way to do it. This is a right way to do it. You do what works best for you, but this way works for most people. And, then you go to, cutting whatever you need to cut. This company is recommending bamboo. That's what this cutting board is made out of. And it's a good material to cut on. Anything that's, wood-based is better than, really hard stuff like marble or glass or anything. Those kinds of materials will do a number on your cutting edge quite easily. Now, you'll notice that this is Damascus, and this is a 45-layer Damascus with a core of AUS 10. Now, AUS 10 or AUS 10, this one's made at a Japanese factory. I don't have the name, but so it's Japanese AUS 10, which is a very good steel for a knife like this. Rockwell hardness of around 62, give or take a little bit. So very hard, very thin edge very thin bevel on here, and even the spine of the blade doesn't get very thick. And then from the spine of the blade to the edge, it's beveled down the whole way. And they've milled out these little pockets here, and those are so that the food won't stick as easily. It creates a little air gap, so when you're slicing through a tomato or something, or whatever you're slicing through, it tends to let go more easily and have the food fall away from the knife. There's their name on the handle. That's one of the, I'm not going to call it a con, it's just a preference thing. I don't prefer having such a big splashy label on a knife like this. It makes sense to me that this company is doing that, though. They're a young company. They want to get their name out there. And if somebody is using this knife in the kitchen and somebody is a guest, they'll see what the brand is and they might ask questions. And so, yeah, it makes sense. I personally prefer that, if that would be a little bit smaller, though. So there's the general knife. A Santoku knife is the basic design of this one. It's a, straight back, and then it drops down at the end so that you don't have a tip for puncturing anything. You just have a cutting edge like that. Let's go over some more of the details on this knife. I'll put this in the corner like I usually do when I go over details. The weight of this knife, 263 grams, which is 9.3 ounces, so just a little over half a pound for this entire knife. The cutting edge from tip to heel is 17.9 centimeters, that's 7.05 inches, and it's a 7-inch Santoku, so they were exactly right on their length. Well, not exactly. They were generous by 0.05 of an inch. The blade length, well, I don't know exactly where to measure it to, so I don't have a blade length for you, just a cutting edge length. The blade thickness at the spine is 2¼ millimeters, which is 0.0885 of an inch. The blade depth, that's this measurement right here, 4.78 centimeters, that's 1.88 inches. The thickness of the edge behind the grind, so right there, up beneath my thumbnail, the blade thickness right there is 0.27 of a millimeter, which is 0.0105 inches. So generally, EDC pocket knives, I like them to be twice as thick behind the grind. So this is a very thin blade, great for slicing into things. You don't have to push the food away with a thick blade. So that's a very good thing. The grind angle. On the documentation, they are trying to get to 16 degrees per side on the grind angle. I think a little more shallow on this one. On the one side, it's 14.7 degrees, and on the other side, it's 15.9 degrees. So, being hand sharpened, that's totally normal that there's one side different from the other. And at least they didn't go a greater angle than they claim on their documentation. It's a finer angle, so not a problem there. And I've tested this knife. I've cut with it. It still has the factory edge on it. And it's cutting very, very well. I'm not going to do a cutting demonstration simply because a whole lot about using a knife, especially a kitchen knife, has to do with the person using it. And I'm not that good with kitchen knives. But we have been testing this at our house, and it's performing exceedingly well. It's a good piece of kit. The handle information. The handle length is 11.84 centimeters, 4.66 inches. That's sort of like roughly the grip area. The handle thickness, it's smaller, and then it gets thicker in the middle, and then it gets a little smaller at the end again. You can see that on that in this picture right here in this video. And so the thickest spot right here is 2.34 centimeters. That's 0.92 of an inch. And it feels very comfortable in the hand. It's sort of an oval shape. Well, as you can see on when I gave you that heel shot, you can see that it's thicker, and then it comes round a little bit like a drop, or like some kind of nuts have that kind of shape. It's not quite oval, certainly not round, but it's a very comfortable grip. And you can tell just from gripping it which way your blade is. The handle depth, I didn't mention that yet. Right here, the handle depth this way, 2.69 centimeters, 1.06 inches. And the grip, that's just the same as the handle length, that almost 12 centimeters, almost 4 3/4 inches roughly. The total length of this knife from tip to the end on the handle, 31.5 centimeters, which is 12.4 inches. So it's, a full-size 7-inch knife, very comfortable. How much does this cost? You can only get this right now at Amazon.com, and Amazon.com does ship to Canada. I don't know if they ship to other countries, but USA and Canada, $109.95, but they've got a $10 coupon right now, so $99.95 US for this knife. Free shipping to the US. I'm going to double check if they do free shipping to Canada, and read the screen up here at the top, and it will tell you if they do free shipping to Canada. So there you go. The pros and cons on this knife. It's very well made. The workmanship is very good. There's another brand that I've been reviewing. It's made at the exact same factory. Their prices for the same materials is a little bit higher than this is. So this is a very good choice. Made well, comfortable, excellent balance point, beautiful materials, well done. AUS 10 is a great choice for the core steel for the blade. There's a lifetime warranty on these, a limited warranty, so on workmanship and materials. They don't warranty it against if you take it and you try to pry something loose with this, like a paint can, and you break the end of it. No. But for normal use and without modifications or misuse on the knife, it's got a lifetime warranty, so that's a good thing. And the only con that I have on this is what I already mentioned. I would like their labeling on the side of the blade to be a little bit smaller. And if that's the biggest con, there really isn't much negative to say about this. It's you can buy kitchen knives for less money. There's a lot of choice for less money, but the quality is also to the point where, the knife is going to get frustrating for you. I used to buy at the local, here in Canada, we buy a lot of stuff like this at Canadian Tire. It's basically the same kind of knives that you can buy at Walmart. And no, they're not that good. They try to get you at the big price, saying this set of knives is normally $899, but you can get it right now for $199. And so it makes you want to go for it because, wow, $500 off. Whoa, wow, that's got to be good. But no, they're selling inferior products to you that were way overpriced to start with. So the price for this, I think, is a fair price for it. This is what I would call a good budget kitchen knife for what kitchen knives are. Just my opinion. You may disagree. That's totally fine. If you found a really good knife that's a whole lot cheaper, great for you. In my experience with knives, and I've got a whole lot of it, I think that this is a very good knife, totally worth the price that they're selling it for. I've got links down below to make it easy for you to buy them. And that's about it for this knife. They didn't pay me for this review. I did get the knife sent to me, but I'm totally committed to giving as objective a review as I possibly can. I will be reviewing the chef's knife version of this. I plan to do it in 2 weeks, so skip a Friday. The Friday after is when I hope to do that video if everything works out just fine. Those of you who have been thinking about me, I'm still having a wide range of health issues and lots of ups and downs. So those of you who are thinking about me, thank you so much for the care that you've given me and the encouragement. I appreciate it very much. And so there's no guarantee that the other review will be in 2 weeks, but that's what the goal is. So thanks so much for stopping by Canadian Cutting Edge. And if this is your first time at the channel, I usually review EDC folding knives and sometimes outdoor fixed blades. And then on more rare occasions, I review kitchen knives and things like flashlights and battery chargers for flashlights, stuff like that. But that's, very uncommon. And even this is less common than EDC folding knives. So that tells you a little bit about my channel. If you like everything, please subscribe and hit that like button. And remember, guys, always cut towards your chum. not your thumb. Bye for now.